The most important thing for any NFT project is their community. So people think about their artwork, the utility, the cultural reference. So those are all important. But if you don't have a community behind it, it's worth nothing.
What's the number one secret then, Arvin, to selling out of NFTs in 4 weeks or less? What's step one? What's secret number one?
Yes. So, I mean, obviously, there are certain things not to do. So, if people just not do those things, they're gonna be ahead of the game. But as far as what to do, what I found works best with almost all the brands that sold out in. We've had a bunch of them actually lately. They sold out in like 7 minutes. Is having a very strong presence on Discord and Twitter. Now, how to build it? Is typically through paid ads and paid influencers. Now, of course, there are a lot of details into this, right? So, like, I mean, it makes sense, right? You pay people to talk about your project, but it's obviously more than that, right? So otherwise, everyone would do it and everyone would be successful. And according to Gary Vee, 99% of the NFT projects are not successful, right? So, and everyone knows that, right? But there's obviously a lot of things that go into it. So, what I like to do with brands when they start is to actually have very specific goals. So, for example, if they have a 10,000 collection, which is like a very typical thing. By the way, I don't know why. I mean, I do know why, just because first person who did it needed 10,000, but most people shouldn't do 10,000, but that's another conversation. So for a 10,000 collection, you typically want to have 3 to 5 times the number of collection in your Discord, meaning you want to have 30 to 50,000 people in your Discord. As for your Twitter, you want to have somewhere around 10 to 15,000 people on your Twitter. So Twitter is essentially like, you can think of it as your resume. So you don't want to have like maybe mistakes in it. The formatting should be good. So it's just for presentation, okay? Versus your Discord is where your community stands. So Discord is everything about your community. And actually, if I were to say number one thing that is important, that the most important thing for any NFT project is their community. So people think about their artwork, the utility, the cultural reference. So those are all important. But if you don't have a community behind it, it's worth nothing. Absolutely nothing. So inherently, none of these NFT projects, and I mean, you can look at some of them, you know why, but they have zero value until you build a community around it.
Got it. Okay, so let me make sure I encapsulate some of that. So,
Yeah.
A, having a very strong presence on Twitter, right? Looking
Yeah.
at Twitter as like your resume, and hopefully having community and connection and culture there within
Yeah.
within even the Twitter world. But it's also Discord itself. That's kind of like your brand and your people, your tribe, if you will, right? And
Yeah.
then setting specific goals. And depending on how much artwork you have or whatever it is that you're selling, having a lot of those, you want to have a certain amount in correlation. So if it's like 10,000 pieces of artwork, you're going to want to have 3 to 5 times that. Maybe I did that wrong.
Yeah, no,
It's
that's
like
right. So that would be
if
30 to
it's
50,000.
okay.
Yeah. Mhm.
30, 50, okay, got it. 30, 50,000 of if it's like followers who or people that are engaging with you. Like define that too. Like it's one thing to have followers, right? But
Yeah.
what's another thing to have engagement, right?
Yeah.
With those
So
folks. So what's kind
perfect.
of the difference there?
So on Twitter, you want to have minimum 0.5% engagement. And then on Discord, the number of people compared to the online people is very important. So meaning you have to have 10% of all those people that you have in your Discord to be the online member. So for those of people who don't know what Discord is or like they've never been on Discord, if every time you join a Discord, and honestly, I didn't know at some point neither, like it's not like something I've done from childhood. So when you join any Discord, you see it reads how many people they have and how many online people they have. The online people should be 10% of the entire population um, of the Discord. Now, if it's closer to 20%, obviously it's better, but minimum 10%. And if it's below 10%, that means they probably bought a lot of followers or like a lot of Discord members. And then also, and or maybe their community is not really engaged. So they either have to purge or they need to just grow it to a larger number because it's so small, no one cares about it. So like That's
Okay, so
basically
basically, this is like your credit score. Your credit score,
it
like a
is.
credit card would be, right,
Yeah.
for your social media score. Is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And where do you find that at? Like, where do you even look that up?
So for any projects, you can obviously if they've already had their public sale. Obviously, you can go on OpenSea, or let's say if it's on Solana blockchain, you can go on like Magic Eden, whatever platform they're on.
Hmm.
But if they haven't minted, you can just go on their Twitter. Typically, they have a website, and a website of an NFT project always. I mean, unless they don't know what they're doing, always they have their Discord link, they have their Twitter link, and then also information about the roadmaps and the light paper, the team, if they're doxed or not. And for people
Okay.
who may not know what that means, it means if they're basically showing themselves or they're just hiding themselves behind their project.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay, cool. So that's kind of step one. Is I guess
Yeah.
it's your brand, it's social media, it's getting
The
all that in
goals.
order. Yeah, and setting the goals. Okay, good.